WorldSTAR, the empire built on chaos and clicks, the site that turned chaos into currency, before TikTok trends, before Instagram reels, before the term going viral was even a thing. There was WorldSTAR, a digital jungle where the rules were simple. Shock wins, realness rules, and the internet never blinks. It wasn't built in Silicon Valley or backed by tech investors. It was born from the block, uploaded from bedrooms, barbershops, basements, by people who didn't have access to mainstream platforms, but had something to say. And at the center of it all was one man, a heavy-set, hoodie-wearing cultural kingpin from Queens named Lee Q Odinat. He didn't just create a website. He built a front-row seat to the rawest corners of the culture. Unfiltered fights, hood documentaries, strip club anthems, rap beefs, police brutality, prison freestyles, all on one page, updated by the hour. WorldSTAR wasn't just a chant. It became a battle cry, a warning, a badge of virality. If someone yelled it, you knew the phone was out and something unforgettable was about to go down. But with every viral clip came a question. Was Q documenting the culture or exploiting it? Was WorldSTAR a mirror or a magnifier? This is the untold story of how one man flipped street chaos into clicks, made millions from Mayhem, and left behind a legacy the internet is still trying to process. This isn't just about a website. This is about the empire that rewired our attention spans, and the man who knew exactly what we'd watch when no one was watching. This is WorldSTAR Hip Hop. Chapter 1. From mixtape pages to the main stage. Before it was a battleground for viral fights and hood dramas, WorldSTAR Hip Hop started as something much simpler, a digital mixtape hub run by a hip-hop head from Queens with a dream and a dial-up connection. Lee Q Odinat wasn't a tech prodigy or a media mogul. He was just a product of the culture. A heavy-set Haitian kid raised in Hollis, Queens, who fell in love with hip-hop during the golden era. The energy, the rebellion, the rawness. It wasn't just music to him, it was a way out. In 2005, Q launched WorldstarHipHop.com as a site for mixtape downloads. At the time, hip-hop was booming on the streets but still gatekept by labels and radio execs. Q wanted to break that barrier. He began posting underground tapes, exclusive freestyles, and mixtape leaks, anything that felt authentic and untouched by the industry machine. DJs and unsigned rappers saw the value early, before SoundCloud and DatPiff took over. WorldSTAR was the street's distributor. But everything changed when Q's YouTube channel got deleted. Years of uploads and traffic gone overnight. For most people, that would have been the end. But for Q, it was the beginning. Instead of bowing to big tech, he bet on himself. He doubled down on his website and gave the people what they really wanted: the raw, the unfiltered, and the outrageous. What started as a home for mixtapes turned into a stage for street fights, viral clips, and cultural chaos. Fight videos, strip club showdowns, public freakouts, bizarre street interviews, anything that felt too wild for traditional media had a home on WorldSTAR. It became the place where hip-hop met hood reality in its purest, most polarizing form. People didn't just watch it, they shouted it. WorldSTAR became a real-life catchphrase. When chaos erupted and cameras came out, those 9 letters meant somebody was about to go viral or get knocked out. The site quickly transformed into something bigger than hip-hop. It was street journalism, comedy, horror, and music, all rolled into one chaotic scroll. But make no mistake, there was strategy behind the madness. Q understood attention before going viral was even a phrase. He knew the formula: emotion, shock, rhythm, repeat. He turned the site into a 24/7 loop of adrenaline and anticipation. Every click was a dopamine hit, and every video was a conversation starter. By 2011, WorldSTAR was doing millions of daily views, outpacing major blogs and turning unknown rappers into overnight celebrities, Artists who couldn't get a foot in the industry door were suddenly blowing up after a WORLDSTAR premiere. In an era before streaming ruled, Q had figured out how to digitize street buzz. And just like that, a mixtape page became the main stage, not because it followed the rules, but because it amplified the streets. No filter, no apology, just raw culture on display. Q wasn't just uploading content, he was changing the culture. One knockout, one freestyle, one viral clip at a time. Chapter 2. Viral Violence, Click Culture and Controversy. As the clicks climbed and the name WorldStar Hip-Hop became a street chant, something darker started to take hold. What began as a site for mixtapes and unfiltered hip-hop quickly mutated into a spectacle of chaos. A place where violence, humiliation, and hood theatrics didn't just happen, they went viral. The formula was simple and savage. A teenager gets body slammed in a high school hallway, post it. A fast food brawl with weaves flying and trays airborne, post it. A rapper gets jumped in a parking lot while screaming for his chain, post it. Q had discovered something dangerous and effective. Pain goes platinum. While mainstream platforms danced around controversy, WorldStar dove headfirst into it. The site became infamous for its fight compilations, often stitched together like modern-day gladiator reels. Blood, sweat, and broken teeth, all wrapped in a catchy thumbnail. Every video came with a common soundtrack. People in the background yelling, WorldStar, like it was the new action in a street-made movie. But this wasn't just digital voyeurism, it was cultural. Young kids weren't just uploading these moments, they were performing them. If a fight broke out, phones came out, not to call help, but to get the perfect angle. People would stage chaos for a shot at virality. To them, making it on WorldStar meant more than going viral. It meant being seen, being talked about, being relevant. It worked too well. The site became a daily stop for millions. Rap fans, suburban thrill seekers, and industry insiders all clicked in to see what the streets were talking about. But with that visibility came a flood of backlash. Critics and academics began labeling the platform a digital minstrel show, exploiting Black trauma for entertainment. Headlines read like indictments. Is WorldStar hip-hop poisoning the culture? The death of dignity in the viral age. But Q pushed back. To him, WorldStar wasn't glorifying dysfunction. It was just holding up a mirror. We're not creating the content, he said in interviews. We're just documenting it. If it's out there, it's already happening. In his eyes, the culture wasn't being corrupted. It was being exposed. Still, the controversy only added fuel, because for every fight video, there was also a breakout artist. WorldStar became a launch pad for new voices, artists who didn't fit the industry mold. Chief Keef, Lil B, Fredo Santana, Slim Jesus, Famous Dex. Their first audience wasn't Spotify or Hot 97, it was the WorldStar comment section. The streets certified them before the suits ever called. Q had found a way to turn hood reality into high-traffic content. WorldStar wasn't just a website, it was a digital coliseum where the price of fame was often embarrassment, brutality, or worse. And yet, people lined up to enter. Because in a world where attention is currency, WorldStar paid out in exposure, whether you were a victim, a rapper, or just somebody getting slapped at a gas station. Controversial? Absolutely. But in the algorithm era, Q was ahead of his time. He didn't follow the trends, he hacked the attention economy and let the chaos speak for itself. Chapter 3. Death of a Kingpin. By the mid-2010s, WorldStar hip-hop was no longer just a viral playground. It had become a digital empire. The numbers were staggering. Millions of daily visitors, millions more followers across platforms, and brand recognition that rivaled media giants. But behind the wild clips and street chaos was one man pulling the strings. Lee Q Odenat, the visionary, the kingpin, the unlikely face of one of the most polarizing platforms in internet history. But even emperors fall. Q had built WorldStar from the ground up without any backing from Silicon Valley or traditional media. His empire wasn't funded by VCs. It was funded by clicks, ads, and raw cultural currency. He saw the attention economy before the suits did. He understood virality like it was muscle memory. But the weight of carrying a digital revolution took a toll on him, physically and mentally. Q wasn't the stereotypical tech founder. He wasn't on keto or doing yoga at dawn. He was a big man with a bigger appetite, living fast off his site's success. But behind the money and the fame was a deeper mission. In his later interviews, he spoke about wanting to rebrand WorldStar into something more positive, elevating creators, empowering the community, showcasing Black excellence. He had plans to launch original content, music studios, even a TV network. He wanted to clean up the image but still keep it real. Then, out of nowhere, January 23, 2017, hit like a bomb. Q was found dead at a massage parlor in San Diego, the victim of a massive heart attack. He was just 43 years old, no drugs, no violence, just a quiet, sudden death that shook hip-hop and the internet alike. The headlines were blunt. Founder of WorldStar hip-hop dies suddenly. But for those who understood his impact, it was deeper than a news flash. Q wasn't just a web guy. He was the unfiltered voice of the internet generation, a street tastemaker and the gatekeeper of viral culture before that term meant anything. With Q gone, WorldStar didn't collapse, but something shifted. The site continued posting videos, still racked up views, but the soul of it, the instinct, the edge, the cultural fluency, faded. Without Q, WorldStar became more mechanical, more sanitized. Some say it felt like it was just running on fumes. Industry insiders began whispering he was the brand. Others tried to step in, but they didn't have the same touch. The street curators, the content alchemists, the ones who knew the difference between clout and culture. Q was irreplaceable. There were no memorial statues, no tributes at the Grammys. But if you scrolled deep enough through hip-hop, through viral clips, through the DNA of modern internet content, you saw his fingerprints. You still do. Q died young, but not before changing the rules. He didn't sell out. He didn't pivot to appease brands. He doubled down on truth, chaos, and the unfiltered mirror of the culture. And for that, he became immortal, the kingpin of clicks, the dawn of digital drama. A hustler turned media mogul who built an empire from the block up and left before the world truly understood the genius behind the madness.